Hey, welcome back to Bring Myself an Eye. So I am doing my best of 2014 beauty products. So I think it's really universal and a lot of different eye colors and skin tones can appreciate the textures and the types of formulas that I have grown to appreciate this year. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what your favorite beauty product or beauty related item was for 2014. I love going through and seeing what worked for other people, what they didn't like, and what they recommend and all that. So leave me a comment down below letting me know your favorites. If any of mine were yours, let me know that too, because I think that's fun too. So yeah, like if you like it and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the epic journey of 2015 and all the videos that I have in store for that. Yeah, so stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go in the order that I get ready with my makeup generally. My favorite eyeshadows are two different palettes. One I've been creating myself with a Z palette. If you want more information on Z palettes, how they work, blah blah blah, leave me a comment, let me know. And then my favorite from last year, there's been some that I got for Christmas that are definitely now in the runnings for favorites. But the one that I used a lot in the last 12 months was the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, and this is one that's pre-made, so it looks like that. But as you can tell, I really like natural, neutral type of shades that are matte mostly. I've been getting into shimmer more, but it's for my everyday look. I like just basic colors. But my Z palette is mostly Makeup Geek products. You can see a ton of them in there, and this is my neutral matte type of palette. And then some of these are Morphe Brushes eyeshadows. So Morphe Brushes is the company name, and then they have eyeshadows, and they're I think $2 a pan. So a pan, if you're not familiar, is this little thing here. That's how I buy eyeshadow as opposed to the palette, because you can mix and match and put different combinations together if you've got a different look, and they're really easy to take on the go or travel and just pop them in there and you're set. These are my favorite eyeshadows, like pretty much of all time. They're up there with the Stila in the Mind palette, so if you're into matte eyeshadow palettes, I'll link some down below. You can give them a try and let me know what you think. The Makeup Geek you can find only at her website, makeupgeek.com. Marlena is the creator, and she started out here on YouTube doing videos just like I'm doing, and then she started her own makeup company from that, and so she's not in any stores yet, but I'm pretty sure she will be because she's amazing and she's put out a ton of amazing products that I really enjoy. So you can find those at makeupgeek.com. I'll have a link below. And then the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette you can find at Ulta and QVC, I think sometimes. I don't know, I've never really used that, but yeah. So it comes with a mirror, which is nice if you're doing makeup and you want to do it with the palette and not have to have a mirror and a palette. And then the shades on here are pretty warm. I love the browns and stuff like over here. And then these are all matte except for this Transforming Pearl shade here, and it's the only shimmer shade in this whole thing. So the idea with this is you can put any of these colors matte down and then mix it in with the transition pearl shade, and it'll make it a shimmer shade. But what I use it for is just go in with the matte shades, do my eye, which is what I've done with my eyes now, and then use this transition color for a highlight, an inner corner highlight. So that's how I like to use this palette the most. Yeah. Continuing on my favorites eye related type things, before I put on my eyeshadow, I have been using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I was in NW20 during the summer, and now I'm in NW15. I use the NW24 concealer for actual blemishes because it's more my skin tone. And then you want to use a little bit of a lighter shade for your eyelid. This helps prime the eyes so that your eyeshadows lay on much nicer, they last longer, and it kind of neutralizes any veins or colorations you may have on your lid. So I use that in all my tutorials, and it's one of my favorites. Then my favorite eyeliner of like 2012 It's called the Stila Sale Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Black. And you get quite a bit of product in this. These last me for as long as I'm supposed to keep them. I usually keep them longer because I'm just break the rules. And but yeah, so it's a felt tip, which is kind of debatable. What you like is what you like with eyeliner. Some prefer gel liner. It just depends on what you prefer. If you do like gel, I like the Maybelline gel liner from the drugstore. But as far as just what I use most of the time is the Stila Sale Day. Then the next two are my mascaras that are my favorites for this year, and they're a tie between the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Ultra Black. I love the brush on this because it's plasticky or silicone, so it's not the natural hair type, so it's really good to go in after you put on mascara and just kind of make sure that the lashes are separated and full and not too clumpy. The mascara itself is also good. And then my favorite, like Sephora or whatever, is the Tarte Gifted Mascara Amazonian Clay. It's really good for sensitive eyes. I love the actual formula of this a lot. And the brush isn't my complete favorite, but it is good for the lower lashes because it's a little thinner. So those are my two favorite mascaras. Okay, next I'm going to talk about brow products, which is, you know, personal preference. However you want to do them is fine. I've gone back and forth from the Brow Dip Pomade to the Brow Powder Duo from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I use soft brown in both, and I like it because it's got a little mirror. And then you get two shades in there, and I use the darker shade for the tail and then this to blend it out. And I use her number 20 Anastasia Beverly Hills spoolie brush to help brush out the hair, and then flat brush to put the color on the eyebrow itself. And I love this combo. It just looks very natural. I'm wearing it right now. It's going to help you fill in any overplucked spots or spots that your eyebrows don't grow how you want them to. So I like those. You can also use this brush with the pomade. You just clean it and then use it the same way. And then for the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight, I've really enjoyed using the MAC 222 brush, which is a flat shader brush, and then Urban Decay eyeshadow shade in Sin, which is a holy grail for many, many people. So I just put that in the corners of my eye and my eyebrow arch area, and that little combination is how I do my eyebrows and inner corner highlight. Okay, now I'm going to talk about something that I got into this year. I wasn't ever really a person to wear false lashes. I wore some for like a special occasion, and I still don't wear them very often. I wear them more than I used to. But some of my favorites have been mostly the high-end. The drugstore ones don't really, I don't know, I just had a lot of problems with them, and they're more why I don't like to wear false lashes. So I found once I invested in a quality pair, and I used a quality / very affordable glue to apply it, that changed the whole game for me. So my favorite this year has been the House of Lashes eyelash adhesive, and yeah, fake eyelash glue. It takes forever to dry or set, so you can get it tacky and set it on the eye. This is much less waiting time, and I feel like it lasts longer and doesn't mess up my eyelashes, my natural ones, as much. So I prefer using that. And then my all-time repeat wear lashes for the year are the Velour Strike a Pose, another holy grail for many, many YouTubers and people that I know. But these are mink eyelashes, and so most drugstore eyelashes you can wear once or twice and then you're supposed to throw them away. These are made to wear up to 25 times or more, depending on how well you take care of them, but they feel very fluffy and natural, and they feel most like your own eyelashes. So I can't get enough of these. I love them. I've never felt like, I mean, you're wearing false lashes. It's not like, oh my gosh, they're not there. I like to invest in something that I can get a lot of use out of. So if you're looking into that, I recommend Strike a Pose by Velour Lashes. Next, I'm going to talk about my holy grail favorite 2014 skin products. I'm going to start off with my face primer, which I've been loving, the Smashbox Photo Finish Color Correcting Adjust Primer. I like this one because I have a lot of red undertones or pink undertones, and it helps really neutralize that and helps the foundation apply more easily. And then I also have dry skin, so I find that using a primer has helped prolong the longevity of my wear that I get and the payoff I get from the foundations that I use. So that's my primer for this year, or last year. And then my favorite holy grail foundation, and it's been on 2 years now, is the Hourglass Illusion. It's actually a tinted moisturizer, and it comes in a different packaging now, but this has lasted me about a year. And I'm in the shade Shell in the wintertime and Ivory in the summertime when I have more of a tan. And by tan, I mean like actual human shade, not ghost. It's really good for dry skin or combination skin or mature skin because it gives you a really nice dewy glow and finish. I'm wearing it right now and I feel like I can still see my skin underneath it, which I like, but it's not, I don't know, it's not cakey and it's not, I don't know, it's just perfect. It's my favorite. So that's that. Then my favorite concealer for actual covering up blemishes has been the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard, and Chantilly is my other one, but Custard has been more my skin tone that I use to cover up any redness or blemishes, so I just put a dab of this from the back of my hand and then cover up my spots with that. And it doesn't crease, it lasts all day. Another one of my favorites is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 10 or 15. And that is also one of my favorite Drugstore. I use that as a highlighter and then I use another shade for concealing, so those are really good dupes for each other. But yeah, so those are my favorites in that category. Then my favorite under eye highlight is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Brightener. Some people will get this in Neutralize, but yeah, it has a little fluffy top, and so you just go in and do your little triangles and then blend it out with your fingers or a brush or a Uni Blender, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, this you would not use as a concealer. I repeat, do not put brightener or lighter than your skin tone shades on anything that you're trying to cover up or conceal, because it will do the opposite and draw more attention to it. So, word to the wise. Then, I like, for a contour that's cream, I'll go in from like the top of my ear to about here, and then the forehead, and then a little bit on the nose sometimes, and then into the Trublend Fixstick Covergirl in medium deep. It's D1234. I've been using this for the last couple of months. I was using the Loreal True Match in 678, which is another really good one, but when I'm lighter, I use this one. The same concept. They're actually concealer sticks. You can get them in your shade and use them as concealer, but they twist up and they're really good for just perfectly tracing out where you want to recede things from your face. And I'll do a whole highlighting and contouring and blush tutorial in another video to get into that more. So, okay. So, after all that, I go in with the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish, and I'm in Light Plus. This is a really good shade for any soft, pale people like me. And I use this to set my concealer and foundation with a tapered brush, which I'll get into brushes in just a minute because they are definitely on my favorites list. But I usually use the tapered F35, which is my favorite tapered highlighting, pressed powder brush, and you just press it along your eye area, T-zone, chin, and you're done. I also like to use this in conjunction with one of my favorite beauty tools, which is this Forever Puff, and this is the style Wave, and I'll have it listed below along with everything else that I can find. And this is great because I think it's like 12 or 15 bucks. It's reusable and doesn't harbor bacteria. You can even machine wash it. I haven't. I hand wash things, so you can bleach it. So it's very sanitary. It's very soft, and I like the grip on it. It's not like one of those tiny little round ones where you're like, trying to figure out how to hold it and to put the product on, and it's just more plasticky feeling. I love, love, love the Forever Puff tool. So I use that to press the powder all over the face and then to blend out my neckline and the hairline and stuff like that. It does a really good job for that. Then I've been loving the Smashbox contour palette. When I started my YouTube quest and trying out new things, I never contoured. I didn't even know really what it was. I mean, with the background in photography, I had an idea, obviously, what the concept meant with lighting and shading, but not for the face. So I went into Sephora and I was like, I'm brand new, I want something that's really easy to use. So they directed me towards the Smashbox contour palette. And it so far has worked out great, and I love it. So you use this ashier brown for the contour shade first, and then you go in with this bronzier shade to kind of blend that out and make it more skin toned-ish. And then you can go in with this highlight shade underneath where you weren't intending to contour or get any of that. So this is really helpful for that. I think this is hands down my favorite bronzer and contour shade and highlight shade, and it's all in one convenient palette. So I like convenience and things all being in the same palette for the way I use them. So next, going on with the cheeks. I hate to mention this, I think it is limited edition. The colors inside I don't think are, but the palette is. So I think you can buy these by themselves. But over Christmas break, I got the Pinup Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes set, and they're the powder kind, they're not the cream. But these last 12 hours supposedly, and I have dry skin, so my skin like eats makeup, and I find that these last me all day and I don't have to touch up very much at all. And I like that you get a good range of like nude to berry to pink to like salmon, peachy to a rose pinkier shade, fuchsia shade. So, and it comes with a mirror. So if you can get your hands on this, it's basically all you can ever need in a blush kit at like ever. But the shades in there are matte, and I like that because I like being able to control the highlight that I put on top of it. So some of the drugstore or other blushes that aren't matte can have shimmer in them already, and I don't know, it just can look a little washed out or like frosty on me. So those are my favorites for contouring, highlighting, bronzing, and blush. And then my favorite highlight, besides my old school Hourglass ambient lighting palette, it's just kind of been my favorite for years, but the new one of 2014 has been a very well-known staple, the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. Comes with a mirror, and it's just a really pretty universal highlight shade. And what you use this with is a fan brush, or you can use the tip of your finger if you're just in a hurry. But you take this, you barely need any, and then you can do like the tops of your nose, and then one little sweep across your cheeks, and it really opens up your face. And you can do the top of the cupid's bow to give your lips a little bit more fuller look. So this has been my favorite product for that purpose, and I also use it as a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, and it works marvelously. Okay, we are nearing the end. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, so I apologize, but it's a year-long favorite. So yeah, I hope you have some popcorn and something to drink. But yeah, so moving on to the lips. I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and I used to not ever wear this. I used to think you put foundation or concealer on your mouth or your lips and then put on the color you want, which you can do, but since I have very small pencil thin lips, it wasn't really helping me as much. So I've been using the Too Faced Lip Insurance Smoothing Anti-Feathering Lip Primer, and this is good. It's got a little doe foot applicator. It looks like a lip gloss, just like a clear gloss. And you just put a little bit on your lips, and then it helps with, if you're doing, because I've been wearing a lot of like berry or red lips, it helps so it doesn't feather out, and it keeps the color where you want it. And it keeps it on there a long time. Like I've been snacking and drinking, and my lips are still on from the tutorial I just did. So then my favorite lip liner has been Milani Nude shade, and it's a pencil. You do have to sharpen it, but I just love this underneath almost all my colors, except for red, which I'll get to in a second. But it just doesn't get clumpy or dry, it just blends out beautifully. And then on top of that, what I'm wearing right now is the NARS. This is like a soft, it's almost like a nude shade for someone like me, but it's got a little bit more of a rose tint to it. And I can never pronounce the name, I will put it down below. NARS, this soft rose petal type color, absolute favorite. I'm wearing it right now. It goes with so many different eye looks. It's very universal. Then my next favorite lip liner is Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 8C, which is this bright berry cherry lip. This is also a pencil that you sharpen, and it will last you all day long, like all day long. You can drink, eat, it's not going anywhere. So I love that. And then over that, I like to use, if I can find it, yes, the Bite Beauty lip product in the shade Pomegranate. It's just like a red lipstick type thing here. Bite Beauty is a really good brand for lip products for people that have dry skin, and the others that I've liked for fun colors have been this really fun purple shade and then this pink shade. I get a lot of questions about what I'm wearing with that, and this is Violet, and this is Palomino, this pinkier shade. But before using these, I use the Bite. They look like lip glosses, but they're like a lip cashmere type of feel. Sounds disgusting, but I love them. My favorite shade in that was Moscato, so it's a really, really pretty pink color. So those are my favorite lip products. Now to set all this, I was using Urban Decay De-Slick or Stay All Night or All Nighter setting spray, which is important if you're going to be out and about doing a lot of stuff, or if you make a lot of facial expressions like I do. To set your makeup with a setting spray does work. It's basically the idea of like putting hairspray on your face, but not hairspray. It's made for your face. But I've been enjoying the Skindinavia, the makeup finishing spray in Bridal. It's a fine mist, oil-free, paraben-free. So you shake it up and then you just spray like 1 or 2 sprays, and then you kind of fan it and let it dry. And that is how I complete my makeup. And those are my favorites of 2014. My other favorite, I'll go over briefly, are more tool related. So if you don't care about brushes or tools, then you can go on about your day. But if you're interested, I have been in love with the Uni Blender. You can get these at Sephora or Amazon, whatever. And basically they're just a beauty sponge. They're the best beauty sponge I've ever used. I highly recommend them. They're great at taking off or putting on color without putting on too much, and it helps with creasing and cakiness, and just the easiest way to apply any kind of liquid foundation, concealer type of products. My favorite brushes of this year were a birthday gift from my husband, so thank you. And they're the Sigma brush line. I got their Essentials kit, I think. Yeah, and it comes with a really nice case, but I use these a lot. So for my face, I've been using these right here. These are all by Sigma. So I just love the whole Sigma line. It's just incredible. Some other lines that I've liked towards the end of this year, which I'll probably do more favorites on this year in 2015, are the Morphe brushes. They're good quality as well. And then the Makeup Geek, which I mentioned earlier with her eyeshadows. She also has a line of brushes that are really amazing. So yeah, those are my go-to products of the year. I hope that some of these appeal to you, or you learned something from what I've shared and my research that I've done this year. It's been, like I said in my skincare tutorial, or best of 2014 skincare, this year has been the year of like what in the world's going on with my skin and just different changes in the time of my life I'm going through. So it was, you know, scary but fun to explore new makeup options, and I've just really enjoyed all of these, and I hope that they benefit some of you. And if you have any favorites, again, like I said, mention them in a comment down below, or you can tweet them or post them to my Instagram. I'm everywhere at BriMyselfAndEye, and I hope that 2014 was a great year for you, but I'm excited to see where 2015 takes us. So stay tuned for more, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!